Hi and welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Betwixtmas Knitting 2021. And yes, I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. Let's talk about the last 2 days and how you can now move on to day 3. So we've got our lists and you've highlighted what feels spark joy for you, what you feel like you want to do over the next year. Let's look at 4 different ways you can approach this. And this will really depend on your personality, how you do other things in your life. You perhaps meal plan or how you do a shopping list. It could be anything like that, and how you prepare everything for your Christmas gifts. The number 1 is keep the list with you and review it after every knit. So that could be literally all you need to do. You write out that list again with the things that you want to knit on it. Keep the original list, definitely. I would certainly suggest doing that. Keep that original list, but make a list of the things that you want to knit this year. And you could make it more detailed if you like. You can add the yarn that you want to knit with, the colours that you want to make, the sizes, where you're going to get the pattern from, all sorts of things like that. Or indeed, which kit you're going to buy. It could be that simple. That could be it. You just look at it and you go, okay, which one am I going to knit first? Definitely that one. The second option is to be more intuitive. If you're someone who really does have that connection with your intuition, you really feel the gut telling you what to do a lot of the time. You could be someone who says, right, I need that list. I really like that kind of strategy in my life. But also when I'm asking for that strategy, it's my gut that tells me the answer rather than me working it out strategically. So those are the first 2. It could be both of them together or it could be just the one. So step number 3 might be that you really like having a plan in place. It's just part of who you are. And you know, perhaps, that you want to knit a cable jumper by September so that it's ready to wear in the winter. But you don't know how to knit cables yet. So you know, perhaps you'll need 3 months to knit that jumper. You've knitted jumpers before and they've taken you 2 or 3 months in the past. This is a chunky yarn, and this one that you want, it's not a particularly difficult cable, but as you've not knitted cable before, you're going to give yourself that extra time. So that's 3 months before September, so you might start it in May, or even at the end of April. Therefore, you say, right, I need to know how to knit cables before I start this pattern. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the Crafty Cables course with Hannah. I will knit the mug cozy, the mittens, the hat, and the scarf that comes with it as well. And by doing all of that, I'm ready to go. It's like having a meal plan on a Sunday. Perhaps you're someone who sets the meal plan in place for a month because you really love eating seasonally and it really helps you get your shopping list organised for the month. If that's who you are, then if you work like that, then you won't have all of those weeks in between your knitting patterns where you go, what am I knitting? I don't know what to knit. I really want to be knitting today, but I've got nothing to knit. I don't know what to knit. I know what it feels like because I've been there, but having some kind of plan of action in place so you know what you're knitting as the weeks and the months go by can be really, really helpful. You can get you really excited and motivated to keep knitting what's on your needles now because you are really excited about knitting what's next. So that's the third step. If you prefer a plan, go with that kind of thing. The next one is someone who likes to have some kind of desire in place to maybe start a knitting business, to perhaps learn particular techniques or knit 10 pairs of socks for Christmas presents for the next year. It could be that kind of thing. But you know, you don't even have to find the patterns yet. You're so in tune with what happens around you. Just think about the intuitive person before. You got the list there. In number 2, you had the intuitive nature to just look at that list and go, I know what I'm knitting next. But this person will go, yeah, I know what I wanted to knit. I know what kind of sparked joy for me. I'll put that list aside. Yeah, I may be coming back to it and I may think, yeah, it's time to knit one of them now. But you may go, I have this challenge, I have this desire, and you believe in the law of attraction. You love that kind of thing in your life, you use it a lot. When you're nearly finishing one project and you're ready to knit something else, the next thing comes in your place, in your eyeline, perhaps in a magazine, or you get a free pattern from a friend. Well, that's exactly what I wanted to knit. how did that yarn come on sale just as I wanted to knit it? Could be that kind of person, and it just flows so easily, and you love that kind of flow in your life. So you don't have to plan quite so much. It could be that you're that kind of person and it just works for you. You just feel that flow and it works and it works and it works. One thing after another thing after another thing happens this year and your knitting works so well. Those are the 4 things that you might be thinking about today. Looking at that list and working out what's next, what happens in your plan next, and where do you go from here, and what are you knitting in 2022. Of course, as with every day this week, let me know in the comments, what's your next project? What are you going to be knitting next? What do you think you'll be knitting next? What's even on your needles now and you're excited to finish so you can get going with 2022 knitting? Right, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again Sunday afternoon, I think. Yes, I think so. If not, it's Tuesday. I can't quite remember. It would all depend on how I get on with the editing, of course. Like I said, we're open for the kits. The parcels are being sent out from the shop now. Of course, you can send us any questions you have about getting the digital courses as well. If that's on part of your list, like I suggested today, you maybe want crafty cables or lace wizardry, then go and take a look at them. Got any questions and send us an email, we can easily answer that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Happy New Year and happy knitting.